So this is Jonathan. Jonathan came from 8E Rescue Ranch. He was bought at auction with James. We don't think they actually lived together or any of that, but they were ran through auction together. And Michelle and Todd picked them both up at the same time in Texas, I believe Bowie, Texas. And she took them home, started rehabbing them. They were both significantly underweight. And she came to the realization that John had probably been physically abused for probably a very long time. He was actually a flight risk for sure, super fearful. I've actually never met a horse with such a distinct problem with people like him. So I saw the ad for him and James, and the ad really didn't touch on the issues per se. Obviously, you need to meet people and tell them stories and all that, and get to meet the horse. And anyway, so it was the first time I reached out to 8E Rescue Ranch over to Michelle, and I went and met them after we discussed the problems that he had, and I fell in love with them. He broke my heart. He literally twitched and shook and quivered his lips when I went to halter him and touch him. He shattered my soul. And at the time, we were not looking, to add to, but he definitely bonded to James, and with his, behavioral problems based on his experience with people, he needed to keep his friend. So we ended up taking both of them, and that's James. So after several months of talking back and forth, we decided to bring them both here to Timber Ranch and continue the rehabbing process of gaining weight and all of that. So we've successfully done that. They both look incredible. And John has come so far. He still is not a fan of other people touching him and all that, but he'll come find me for affection. He loves belly scratches. He is a goofball now. He's not fearful here. It took quite a while before he felt like he was at home and safe here. A long, long time. But at this point right now, we're just continuing his rehab. I do plan to ride him eventually, just putt around the farm and the property on. But for now, I'm not in a season of making them do anything. He's not ready for that. His expectations level just have to be 0 so that he can continue to do things at his speed. He is a senior. I'm sorry I didn't say that. We estimate them both to be around 21 years old. And I think I've had them now 9 or 10 months, maybe 11 months. I'd have to go back and look it up, guys. But it's been a long road to get the progress we've gotten out of these two. Mostly John. James was fine. James's only problem is he's super pushy about food. But other than that, he's a puppy dog. He'll let me catch him. He'll let me ride him. I'd been saddle training him right before Luna showed up. But, I thought it was important to keep the balance of everybody, just downtiming right now while Luna was downtiming. Again, he's a senior too. So, my time frames are never really valid when it comes to a new herd member being here. It changes the dynamics drastically when you're training and rotating horses in and out of here. So usually I like to give a grace period when new herd members come, and that's just kind of how I roll. We will get back into training with him, and I'm super eager to be honest. I'm really stoked. He's coming along great. So I think that's all I can say right now about John Boy, Jonathan, and James. Again, they both came from 8E, Michelle and Todd. So huge shout out to them. They did insane things to rehab these two over a 3-month period of time. They look great. They feel great. But, alrighty guys, we'll talk at you some other time. Toodaloo! I lied, you guys. There's one more thing I can add about John. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. He loves him belly scratches.